Stream here on my page, Sports Bonanza John here on YouTube. Also with you on Twitch today, it's Sport Guru John. Division Series round getting underway in the Major League Baseball playoffs. We are set for Game 1 between two National League Central rivals, the Cubs and the Brewers. Game 1 of the National League Division Series in Milwaukee, which we'll talk about momentarily. But first of all, I want to start off with a prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day, and please protect everyone involved in this game, players and fans alike, and please keep everyone safe and look over all of us, Lord, as we need you right now. Look over us right now, and in your name we pray these things. Amen. Cubs and Brewers, Game 1, National League Division Series. Cubs dispatch the Padres in 3. In the wild card series, Brewers have had 5 days off as they got the bye in the wild card series, being the number 1 seed in the National League. Brewers end up 97-65 on the season. Cubs ended the regular season 92-70, 5 games behind the Brewers in the National League Central. Cubs actually won the season series from the Brewers, however, 7-6. Quite the pitching matchup in Game 1. Both teams going with their number 1 starters. Matthew Boyd for the Cubs, Freddie Peralta for the Brewers. Matthew Boyd got the Game 1 start in the wild card series against the Padres. And he will get the start in Game 1 of this division series. Boyd got a no decision in that game against the Padres. As this is the first of 4 division series games getting underway today, we also have coming up in a couple of hours, Yankees and Blue Jays up in Toronto. Game 1 of that series. And then coming up tonight, it will be Game 1 of the Dodgers and Phillies, probably the most anticipated division series matchup this year. And then it will all wrap up this evening out west with Game 1 between the Tigers and the Mariners out in Seattle. So 4 division series getting underway today. We begin with this one, the Cubs and the Brewers in Milwaukee. Of course, Craig Counsell, manager of the Cubs, former manager of the Brewers as he goes back to Milwaukee. These two teams, of course, know each other well, being National League Central rivals. And we are just about set to get Game 1 underway. Here's the lineup the Cubs will send out against Peralta here in Game 1. Michael Busch, the first baseman, will lead off. Nico Horner at second base will bat second. Kyle Tucker DHing today. He'll bat third. Suzuki in right field, the cleanup hitter. Ian Happ in left field will bat fifth. Carson Kelly, Cubs catcher, bats sixth. Pete Crow Armstrong in center field will bat 7th. Dansby Swanson, the shortstop, bats 8th. And Matt Shaw at third base bats 9th and rounds out the Cubs batting order in this Game 1. Again, facing the Brewers ace, Freddie Peralta on the season. He 33 starts, 17-6 on the season. 2.7 ERA. 66 walks, 204 strikeouts in 176 2/3 innings. He is the Brewers' leader on the pitching staff in wins, ERA, and strikeouts this year. As we'll see who gets the leg up in Game 1 of this division series between the Cubs and the Brewers. Of course, Brewers, as mentioned, had 5 days off, getting the wild card series off by clinching the National League's top seed. And they get a familiar foe here in the Chicago Cubs in the division series round. Best of 5 now in the division series. It was best of 3 in the wild card round. This moves to best of 5 in the division series round. So we are just about set to go in game number 1. It's going to be Busch leading it off for the Cubs. As Peralta finishes his warm-up tosses. Busch this season for the Cubs in the regular season hit .261, 34 home runs, drove in 90. He was the Cubs leader this regular season in home runs. In the series against the Padres, Busch went 4 for 10. Did have a home run in that series. Bush steps in. Peralta on the mound. And game one from Milwaukee is underway. First pitch is outside for ball one. Roof is open in Milwaukee. An 85-degree October afternoon. 1-0 pitch is fouled off. Strike one. Edwin Moscoso, the home plate umpire. Mike Estabrook over at first base. Will Little at second base. Lance Barksdale over at third. 6 umpires for the postseason. Chris Conroy down the left field line and Ryan Blakeney down the right field line. The 1-1 pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. To the leadoff hitter, Michael Busch. 2-1 pitch from Peralta. Busch sends in the air to right. That's hit pretty well. Back to the wall, and Busch has hit a leadoff home run. Michael Busch sends it out to right, and 4 pitches into the game, the Cubs lead 1-0. That ball kept carrying out to right center field and finally over the fence. And Busch with his second home run here in the postseason. This comes in the leadoff variety here in Milwaukee. That will bring up Nico Hoerner. And Hoerner takes on the inside corner for strike one. Hoerner, the regular season, hit .297, 7 home runs. He drove in 61. The 0-1 pitch to him is bounced to third. Play made and over to first to retire Nico Hoerner for the first out here in the top of the first. And that brings up Kyle Tucker. DHing today for the Cubs. He, this regular season, hit .266, 22 home runs. He drove in 73. In the series against the Padres, Tucker went 3 for 11. Peralta's pitch to Tucker. Outside, ball one. Peralta looks in on Tucker and delivers the 1-0 pitch. Tucker fouls it away. Counts even 1-1. One pitch. Tucker bounces it. That's a fair ball to first. Underhand throw over to Peralta to retire Tucker for out number 2. And it will bring up Suzuki, the right fielder and the Cubs cleanup hitter. Suzuki during the year hit .245. 32 home runs. He drove in 103. He was the Cubs' RBI leader this season. The wild card series, Suzuki went 3 for 11. 2 doubles and a homer for his 3 hits. And takes strike one. Oh, 1 pitch downstairs. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. Peralta looks in and delivers the 1-1 pitch to Seiya Suzuki. Downstairs, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even 2-2. 2-2 offering to Suzuki. Outside corner, strike three. Suzuki caught looking. That does it for the Cubs in the first, but the leadoff home run for Michael Busch gets the Cubs on the board after a half inning. It's the Cubs 1 and the Brewers coming up here in Game 1. As Matthew Boyd gets the Game 1 start for the Cubs this season. In 31 starts, Boyd went 14-8. 3.21 ERA, walked 42, struck out 154 in 179 and 2/3 innings. Boyd was leader on the Cubs in wins, ERA, and strikeouts. Boyd took the no decision in his Game 1 start against the Padres, pitching 4 1/3 innings. He will face this Brewers batting order. Jackson Chourio, the left field, will lead off. Turang at second base will bat second. Contreras, the catcher, will bat third. Kristen Yelich DHing in the cleanup spot. Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Frelick in right field, he'll bat sixth. Durbin batting seventh at third base. Perkins in center field bats eighth. And Ortiz, the shortstop, will bat ninth and round out the Brewers batting order against Matthew Boyd. So it'll be Jackson Chourio leading it off in the bottom of the first for the Brewers. This season, Chourio was a .270 hitter, 21 home runs, 78 runs batted in. As Matthew Boyd takes the hill already with a one-run lead thanks to the leadoff home run for Michael Busch in the top of the first. Again, 3 more Division Series games today. Yankees and Blue Jays up in Toronto. Dodgers, Phillies in Philly. And then the Tigers and the Mariners in Seattle. All 3 Game 1s to get underway. And then the 2 American League Division Series games will play again tomorrow. The 2 National League Series games will play on Monday. So Chourio will step up here in the bottom of the first for the Brewers. Boyd's first pitch, bottom of the first, to Jackson Chourio. He shows bunt and takes inside, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0 quickly the count on Jackson Chourio. Two-0 pitch. Chourio takes one right down the middle here for strike 1, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Chourio grounds it. That's fair down the left field line. Chourio rounding first will be in at second with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the first. Chourio had 35 of those this year, and he has his first double of the postseason. And it will bring up Bryce Turang. This year, Turang hit .288, 18 home runs. He drove in 81. He was the hits leader for the Brewers this year. And Chourio at second with nobody out. And the pitch to Turang. That's hit into right field. That's going to get down to the wall. This is going to tie it. Churio easily scores back-to-back doubles for the Brewers here in the bottom of the first, and we are tied at 1. So the Brewers quickly answer the Cubs' run in the top of the first. 2 batters into the bottom of the first. And here comes the Brewers catcher, William Contreras. Contreras this year hit .260, 17 home runs. He drove in 76. Boyd's pitch to Contreras. Contreras lips it into left center field, past the diving left fielder to the wall. This is going to give the Brewers the lead. 3 consecutive doubles to lead off the bottom of the first. It's 2-1 Milwaukee. Boy, Happ dove for it out there in left field, just couldn't quite come down with it. And the Brewers have the bat swinging here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Christian Yelich. Great effort out there in left field by Happ, just unable to get to it on the dive. And here's Yelich, a .264 hitter this year. 29 home runs. He drove in 103. He was the Brewers' leader in home runs and RBIs. And 3 batters into the game, Cubs pitching coach comes out to the mound. Tommy Hatovi, the pitching coach, going out to have a talk with Matthew Boyd. Boyd's pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. To Christian Yelich. Oh, 1. Yelich grounds it to short. Contreras has to hold at second and the throw to first, and the Cubs finally get the first out here in the bottom of the first. We'll bring up the Brewers' first baseman, Andrew Vaughn. So 3 consecutive doubles for the Brewers here in the bottom of the first to take a 2-1 lead. And now Vaughn steps up and takes outside, ball 1. Vaughn this year a .254 hitter, 14 home runs, 65 runs batted in between the Brewers and White Sox, who he came over from midseason. 1-0 pitch outside. Vaughn ahead of the count, 2-0. That hits the outside corner for strike 1, 2-1. Two-one pitch. That bounces in the dirt, 3-1. The count on Andrew Vaughn. Contreras, the runner at second. And the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Vaughn draws a walk. Puts Brewers at first and second with 1 out for Sal Frelick. Frelick this year hit 288, 12 home runs, 63 runs batted in. And here in the bottom of the first inning, the Cubs are already getting the bullpen loosening. The pitch to Frelick, swung at an inside pitch. It's 0-1. Cubs do have the force play on with Brewers on at first and second. Contreras at second, Vaughn at first, the two Brewer base runners, and the 0-1 pitch. On the ground to second. Oh, bobbled, and everybody's safe. Contreras rounding third and scoring on the error, and it's 3-1 Milwaukee. That was just a routine ball for Horner. I don't know if he took his eye off of it or what, but just unable to field it. And everybody's safe, and Contreras comes around to score. A 3-run bottom of the first for the Brewers. Brings up Caleb Durbin, Brewer third baseman, hitting .256, 11 home runs on the year, 53 runs batted in. Boy, once there was that bobble by Nico Horner, Contreras did not stop when he hit third base. Swing and a miss, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch. That's hit foul, and Durbin down in the count, 0-2. Oh, 2 to Durbin. Check swing foul. First base side stays alive. Another 0-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Durbin goes down on strikes, 2 down, and it will bring up Blake Perkins, 8th batter of the inning here in the bottom of the first for the Brewers. Perkins this year hit .226, 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. 54 games he appeared in. Boyd's pitch is on the outside corner to Perkins, strike 1. Oh, 1 is outside, a ball and a strike. A lot of Cub fans in attendance, as there always are when the Cubs and Brewers meet. Chicago and Milwaukee only separated by about less than 100 miles. One pitch hit foul, and that will move the count to 1-2 on Perkins. One-two pitch. Inside, 2-2. Perkins steps in and awaits Boyd's 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. Be a 25-pitch first inning for Boyd. At least. Perkins steps back in. Boyd gets the baseball he likes and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Downstairs, that will fill the count, so the two base runners will be off on the pitch. Everybody standing at American Family Field in Milwaukee. Payoff pitch, runners go, and it's foul. And we'll do it again. Runners will be off again on the pitch. There they go again, 3-2, and another foul. What an at-bat here by Perkins. Be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Another 3-2. Runners go again. Fouled again. It'll be a 10-pitch at bat. Runners again take off on the 3-2. Perkins fouls it again. Wow, what an at-bat for Perkins. This will be the 30th pitch of the first inning for Matthew Boyd. Another 3-2 pitch. Line into left side. That's a base hit. It'll score another run. Perkins with an RBI. It's 4-1 Brewers here in the first. A long at bat ends up getting won by Perkins, and Council's coming out to take Boyd out. So Boyd will not even make it one inning in game one. The Perkins RBI single scores Andrew Vaughn. So Boyd done after 2/3 of an inning in game one. And the Brewers have gotten to him for 4 runs in the first. Soroka's coming in to pitch. So a game one that Matthew Boyd would like to forget. 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 4 runs allowed, only 2 earned because of that error by Horner. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He threw 30 pitches. And Soroka's coming in. So it is going to be a heavy, heavy bullpen game for the Cubs. So Michael Soroka comes on to try to get the final out here in the bottom of the first. Soroka did come in one of the games in the Padres series, pitched 2/3 of an inning. Didn't give up anything. But the Brewers send 8 to the plate in the first inning against Boyd and chase him out of the game after getting 4 runs here in the bottom of the first. Joey Ortiz will be the batter as the Brewers have batted around here in the first inning. Ortiz is coming up. He was a .230 hitter this year with 7 home runs and 45 runs batted in. It is runners at the corners with 2 outs. Frelick advanced to third on that RBI single by Perkins. This is a Brewers team that scored a lot of runs this year. First pitch from Soroka is downstairs for ball 1 to Ortiz. That pitch misses low to Ortiz, and Soroka behind Ortiz 2-0. Ortiz steps back in, Soroka ready. And the 2-0 pitch. That misses outside, 3-0. That looked like a pretty good pitch that caught the corner, but it was called a ball. (3-0). Instead, it's a throw over to first base. Perkins dives back in. A long bottom of the first as the Brewers have put 4 on the board. Threatening for more. The 3-0. Outside, a 4-pitch walk to Ortiz, and the Brewers have them loaded with 2 outs. And Jackson Chourio, who started the inning, is up. Chourio doubled to lead off the game. He was the first of 3 consecutive doubles for the Brewers to start the bottom of the first. Brewers trying to bust this game open already in the first inning. Soroka's pitch to Chourio. That hits the zone for a strike, 0-1. Nowhere to put Chourio with the bases loaded. And the 0-1 pitch hit foul, and Chourio's in an 0-2 hole. Chourio awaits the 0-2 pitch downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch from Soroka. Chourio lines it past short for a base hit to left center. This will score 2 more. RB 2-run single for Chourio. 6-1 Brewers here in the first. Frelick and Perkins come in. Chourio is 2 for 2 here in the first inning. And it brings up Bryce Terang. RBI double earlier this inning that scored Chourio. The pitch to Terang. Outside, ball one. A 1-0 pitch. That's at the knees for strike one. A ball and a strike now, the count to Terang. Pitch to Terang, outside. Two and one. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's foul. That'll even the count 2-2. The Brewers in this first inning with 6 runs have already scored more runs than the Cubs gave up in the entire wild card series round against the Padres. Padres only put up 5 runs total in that series. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and the inning finally comes to an end. But the Brewers put up 6 in the bottom of the first. And after one in game 1, it's the Brewers 6 and the Cubs 1. Update you on the live stream schedule on my page. I'll be back with you later tonight for an FCS Top 10 college football matchup. North Dakota State and Illinois State. North Dakota State ranked number 1 in FCS. Illinois State ranked number 6. That will be the Missouri Valley opener for both of those teams. I've got that coming up later on this evening, 7:30 Eastern time on that live stream between the Bison and the Redbirds. That's the college football live stream coming up this evening. When we have a moment, let's update you on some of the ongoing college football scores across the country. Georgia, number 12, coming off their loss over Alabama. No problems with Kentucky today. They lead 35-7. Number 14, Iowa State was down big to Cincinnati early. Iowa State's fighting back, but Cincinnati still leads that game 31-22 late in the third quarter. Number 20, Michigan leading Wisconsin 17-7. That game underway in the fourth. Number 22, Illinois 40-21 lead at Purdue. That's a couple of the ranked teams in action right now. Game 1 of the Commander-in-Chief's battle between Air Force and Navy. That game is tied at 31 into the fourth. Clemson blowing out Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels. That game's 35-3 in the third. It's a couple of the college football scores of interest. But meanwhile, in this game, we go the second in game 1 of this National League Division Series between the Cubs and Brewers. A leadoff home run by Bush got the Cubs a run in the top of the first, but the Brewers answered for 6 in the bottom half and lead at 6-1. Ian Happ will lead it off for the Cubs here in the second inning. Happ in the regular season was a .243 hitter, 23 home runs, 79 runs batted in. Just 1 for 11 in that wild card series against the Padres. As he'll lead off the second with the Cubs down 5. Peralta got a pretty long breather there, the bottom of the first, with the Brewers putting up their offense. That is drilled to right field, but well foul. But Ian Happ absolutely smoked that ball, but it was well foul. The 0-1 pitch. That's lifted in the air to center, barely having to move out there in center field is Perkins, and he's got it for the first out here in the top of the second. Brings up Carson Kelly. Cubs catcher. The regular season, Kelly hit .249, 17 home runs, 50 runs batted in. In the wild card series, Kelly went 3 for 8. Did have a home run in that series. And that's pitched right down the middle for strike one. Strike one pitch to Kelly downstairs, ball one. One pitch. That's down, 2-1. Two-one pitch to Kelly. That is ripped foul. 2-2. Peralta set and the 2-2 pitch to Kelly. Swing and a miss, strike three. Peralta with a strikeout. 2 down here in the first. Second strikeout for Kelly, or second strikeout for Peralta, and he'll bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong this regular season hit .247, 31 home runs. He drove in 95. He grounds this one through into right field for a base hit, so Pete Crow Armstrong has himself a 2-out single. Here in the top of the second, it'll bring up Dansby Swanson. .244 hitter this year, 24 home runs, 77 runs batted in. The wild card series, Swanson went 2 for 9. Pete Crow Armstrong, runner at first with 2 outs. Here in the Cubs' second inning. Peralta's pitch to Swanson is a strike down the middle, 0-1. Swanson fouls off the 0-1 pitch. He's now down in the count, 0-2. .0-2 pitch. Upstairs. Ball and 2 strikes. Contreras looked like he was going to snap throw down to first after that pitch, but held on to it. 1-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Swanson strikes out. Third strikeout for Peralta does it for the Cubs in the second. They get the 2-out single for Pete Crow Armstrong. But stranded there, we head to the bottom of the second. Game 1 in Milwaukee. Brewers lead the Cubs 6-1. And I want to update you on some more upcoming live streams. We'll be back on with you tomorrow. We'll definitely have the Sunday night NFL game for you tomorrow night. Actually, correction on that. I'm actually, I believe, going to bring you on my live stream tomorrow. I'm actually going to do game 2 of the division series between the Tigers and Mariners. Usually I do Sunday night NFL, but into baseball playoffs, I'm going to be gearing more towards that. And the Patriots-Bills is a Sunday night game tomorrow night. Patriots-Bills, So I'm going to be doing the Tigers-Mariners game 2 of the division series round tomorrow night instead of Sunday night NFL tomorrow on my live stream. So I'll have that one for you tomorrow. So a lot of baseball playoff action on the live stream this week. As division series rounds get underway. And what a start to the division series round for the Brewers, especially bottom of the first, with that 6-run bottom of the first, sent 11 men to the plate. It will be Contreras leading it off here in the bottom of the second for Milwaukee. Brewers chase the starter Matthew Boyd out of the game with 2 outs in the first inning. Line is closed, by the way, on Boyd. 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 6 runs allowed, just 2 earned. 1 walk and 1 strikeout. He threw 30 pitches and didn't even make it out of the first. So here we go, bottom of the second for the Brewers. It'll be Contreras leading off. RBI double and a run scored last inning. He hit the third of the 3 consecutive doubles to start the bottom of the first inning for Milwaukee. On a sun-drenched 85-degree afternoon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 85 degrees in Wisconsin in October. But I'm here in the Midwest too, and here in the Midwest, we only have 2 seasons anymore, summer and winter. Here's Contreras, fouls it off, strike 1. Contreras will be followed by Yelich and Vaughn here in the bottom of the second. Soroka back to the hill. He came on and got the final out in the bottom of the first. That pitch lined into left center field for a base hit, and Contreras is 2 for 2. And the Brewers offense starting right back up again where they left in the first with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the second. And it'll bring up Christian Yelich. Yelich, one of the Brewers that did not get a hit in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Takes outside here for ball 1. Yelich grounded out last inning. One 0 pitch. That hits the outside corner. 1-1. One pitch. That misses down and inside. 2-1. That misses outside. 3-1. Now the count to Yelich. Soroka's 3-1 pitch to Yelich. On the ground and through into right field for a base hit. Contreras will hold at second. Brewers have the first 2 on here in the bottom of the second inning. And they have got the hitting shoes on today, as Andrew Vaughn will be the batter. Vaughn walked and scored in the first. Already 7 hits for the Brewers. Foul back, strike 1. So people were wondering how these teams, the top teams that are playing in the division series, having about 5 days rest between the end of the regular season and the wild card round would react. And Brewers seem to be just fine with that rest. 0-1 hits the outside corner, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's lined into left. That's going to be a base hit. Contreras will hold at third, and the Brewers have him loaded with nobody out in the second. Bases loaded for Frelick. Frelick 0 for 1. He reached on the error by Horner and scored last inning. Brewers already with a 5-run lead, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. The bat goes flying, and it's 0-1 on Frelick. Oof. Bat went flying toward the dugout. Thankfully, nobody was hit. So Frelick will retrieve the bat and step back into the batter's box. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Foul ball, and it's 0-2 on Frelick. With this offense, Brewers were third in runs scored. Seeing why they finished with the National League's best record. Cubs getting the bullpen loose again. Savali is loosening. 0-2 pitch misses down low. A ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch on the way. Downstairs, 2-2. Nowhere to put Frelick with the bases loaded. Contreras at third, Yelich at second, Vaughn at first. And the 2-2 pitch into left field, shallow, catch made. Will Contreras tag? He will not, and it's probably wise, as that was a good throw back in. So that's a big first out for the Cubs. And it will bring up Durbin, who struck out his first time up last inning. That was against Matthew Boyd. First pitch swinging into center field, and that's going to fall. This is going to score 2, I think. Contreras scores. Throw home is late. Yelich scores. A 2-run hit for Durbin, and it's 8-1 Milwaukee. The bats just keep on producing in this one for the Brewers. And it will bring up Perkins. And a meeting on the mound. Craig Counsell in the Cubs dugout, the Cubs manager, just with an absolute look of astonishment on his face right now. Perkins will be the batter following this meeting on the mound. Counsell back on the phone in the dugout. Soroka might be facing his last hitter right here. So here's Perkins. Takes a strike at the knees. RBI single and a run scored last inning for Perkins. Oh, 1. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Bryce Perkins. Blake Perkins, excuse me. 1-1 is outside. 2-1 now the count. Two-one pitch hit foul. That'll even the count 2-2. Two-two pitch. On the ground to first, fielded, and the out recorded. So Bush takes it himself. Runners do advance to second and third, now with 2 outs. And it'll bring up Ortiz. Joey Ortiz walked last time. The Brewers, we're not even through the second inning. The Brewers have already been through the lineup 2 times. Pitch to Ortiz is low, ball 1. One zero misses high, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. You don't want to walk him because Churio's on deck. Three zero. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to Ortiz. He walks for the second time, and Craig Counsell coming out to relieve Soroka. So we're about to see our third pitcher for the Cubs here in the second inning. Brewers have them loaded with 2 outs. My goodness gracious. Savali's coming in to pitch. Savali did not appear in the wild card series. So, Savali, the third Cubs pitcher, comes in to face Jackson Chourio, who is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He's drove in 2 runs. And he will come in with the Brewers having the bases loaded and 2 outs, already 2 more in here in the second after a 6-run bottom of the first. The Brewers already on their 3rd time through the lineup. This has just been an absolute offensive explosion these first 2 innings for the Milwaukee Brewers. Savali coming in to try to keep it where it is. Good news for the Cubs, we're still very early. We're only in the 2nd inning. So in comes Savali, 4-9 record this year, 4.85 ERA. He started the season with the Brewers, then went to the White Sox before coming over to the Cubs. So this is 3rd team this year. And he faces Chourio. The pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch down low. One and one the count. One. Chourio fouls it back. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Nowhere to put him. Bases loaded. And the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Two pitch to Jackson Chourio. On the ground. Nice play there at third base. The long throw late to first base. And another run scores to make it 9-1. That was a great diving play there at third base by Shaw, but with Chourio's speed, he had no chance to throw him out at first base. And the Brewers put another run across. Chourio's 3 for 3. And here comes Bryce Terang. 1 for 2 with a double in the first. RBI double in the first, and he also scored on Contreras' double. Looks like they're checking out Chourio there at first base. Training staff out there. Chourio's got the helmet off. Oh, looks like he came up hobbling after a little bit after he hit the first base bag. He was legging it out. He's coming out of the game, it looks like. So Jackson Chourio coming out of the game. Isaac Collins is coming in to run for him at first base. You figure Collins will also take over for him out in the field in the top of the 3rd inning out there in left field. Here's Bryce Terang. Ball 1. Chourio showing a little bit of frustration coming into the dugout and into the Brewers locker room. The 1-0 pitch to Terang. Down low, 2-0. Two-0 pitch hits the outside corner, strike one. Two-one pitch to Terang. Down in the zone, but a strike at the knees. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Savali to Terang. Swing and a miss. I'm sure if he foul tipped that, he did not. He strikes out, and that does it for the second. Brewers get three more. They do leave them loaded in the second. We head to the third. Brewers 9, Cubs 1. It'll be Matt Shaw and then the top of the order, Michael Busch and Nico Horner in the second for the Cubs. Now in an 8-run hole. Again, for the Cubs, it's still early. We're only into the third inning here. So into the third inning, Matt Shaw will be the leadoff hitter for the Cubs. Shaw this year was a .226 hitter, 13 home runs. He drove in 44. In the wild card series, Shaw was 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. Six in the first, 3 in the second for the Brewers. Already 10 hits in the game. So the Cubs really needing to get some offense going here as they're down big in this game. Peralta back to work here in the third, and Collins, who pinch ran there for Churio, does take over in left field for Jackson Churio defensively. So here we go. First pitch, top of the third. Upstairs, ball one. Inside to Shaw, it's 2-0. Two-0 pitch, right down the middle, strike one. 2-1 is fouled back. Packed house in Milwaukee on this Saturday afternoon. Game 1 of this series. Brewers and Cubs, 2-2 pitch. Check swing. No swing on an inside pitch. That'll fill the count 3-2. About to have a payoff pitch to Matt Shaw to lead off the top of the third. Here's the payoff. In the air, left field. That is foul. Count stays 3-2. Three-two payoff. That's low, and that's a leadoff walk to Shaw here in the third. Good start for the Cubs. And back to the top of the order, Bush. He had the leadoff home run in the first inning. That was Bush's second home run of the postseason. Takes low and inside here, ball one. Bush sends another drive into right center. This one's going to stay in play, however. And the center fielder, Perkins, makes the catch for the first out. So with one out, batter is Nico Horner and takes a strike. Oh, 1 is outside, 1-1. One is low. 2-1 now the count. Two one bounced foul. 2-2. Two pitch, swing and a miss. Strike three. That was a good pitch by Peralta. Got Horner to chase, and here's Kyle Tucker. 0 for 1. Runner at first, 2 outs. Fouled away, strike one. Tucker grounded out his first time back in the first. 0-1, that's foul, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 is outside, a ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 is inside, 2-2. Two twos outside, and that'll fill the count. Crowd rises in Milwaukee. Full count pitch to Tucker. Swing and a foul. Just got a piece of that one. Another payoff. That's ball 4. A good walk drawn by Tucker. 2 on with 2 out. We'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Suzuki. Struck out his first time. Cubs trying to muster a 2-out mini rally here. Peralta at the 47 pitch mark. His first pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, 1 is foul. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Inside corner. Suzuki caught looking. Cubs strand 2. We head to the bottom of the third. It's still Brewers 9, Cubs 1. So the Brewers in the bottom of the third will have Contreras, Yelich, and Vaughn. Already up 9-1. 9 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Brewers. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for the Cubs. Updating some of those college football games. Georgia about to bounce back from their loss to Alabama. They lead Kentucky 35-14 in the fourth. Looks like number 14 Iowa State's going to go down for the first time. Cincinnati leads that game 38-22. Number 20 Michigan has defeated Wisconsin 24-10. First round of the Commander-in-Chief's series, Navy beats Air Force 34-31. Navy moves to 5-0. Couple of those college football scores involving ranked teams. Meanwhile, bottom of the third, Contreras leads off. First pitch, bottom 3, low and outside, ball 1. Contreras is 2 for 2. RBI double in the first. He scored twice. Contreras is also singled. Takes a strike here. A ball and a strike. One. Bouncer to third. Long throw across in time to get Contreras. He's retired for the first time, and there's the first out. And it'll bring up Christian Yelich. Yelich is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Savali's pitch down low, ball 1 to Yelich. One-0 pitch. Hits the outside corner. Strike 1, a ball and a strike. One is hit foul. Ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Third base side, foul ball. That will get out of play. Savali set and another 1-2 pitch to Christian Yelich. Upstairs. 2-2. Two on the ground to second. Easy play there for Horner. He fields this time. He committed the error back in the first inning, but not this time as he throws to Bush for out number 2. Here's Andrew Vaughn. One for 1 with a single, and he's also reached on a walk, scored twice. Comes up with 2 outs, nobody on in the Brewers' third. Strike 1. Strike one pitch. In the air to right. That's hit pretty well, but playable out there in right field for Suzuki. And Savali retires the Brewers 1-2-3 in the third. We head to the fourth in game one. 9-1 lead for the Brewers. Happ, Kelly, and Pete Crow Armstrong due up in the fourth. Six in the first, 3 in the second for the Brewers. Cubs trying to get a rally started. They left 2 on in the third. It's going to be Ian Happ leading off the fifth for the Cubs. He's 0 for, or leading off the fourth for the Cubs, rather. He's 0 for 1. So Peralta back to work here in the fourth. Thrown 52 pitches. Thrown 50 pitches through 3 innings and starts the top of the fourth with a ball. Happ flew out his first time up. 1-0 is a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2 to Happ. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Happ strikes out for out number 1. Strikeout number 6 for Peralta brings up Carson Kelly. He's one of the 6 strikeout victims back in the second, rather. That pitch misses outside, ball 1. One 0's downstairs. It's 2-0. That pitch into center field. Medium depth in center, and the catch made by Perkins for out number 2. Here's P. Crow Armstrong. Has one of the 2 Cub hits. Single back in the second. He hits it foul for strike 1 on the first pitch. Oh, 1. Popped up. Who wants it? It's going to be the first baseman, Vaughn, with the catch. Cubs down in order in the 4th. We go the bottom of the 4th. All Brewers in game 1, leading the Cubs 9-1. Be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Brewers. Frelick, Durbin, and Perkins. Coming up here in the bottom of the 4th for Milwaukee. Just a little over 30 minutes away from first pitch in the American League Division Series between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And coming up later tonight from Philly, game 1 of the Dodgers-Phillies series. And then that'll be wrapped up tonight by game 1 of the Tigers-Mariners. All 4 game 1s getting underway today. The American League game 2s are tomorrow. I will have a live stream of the Tigers-Mariners game tomorrow night here on my channel. National League Series back underway on Monday after a day off tomorrow. I will probably have a Monday live stream of game 2 of this series on my page, Cubs and Brewers. That's the tentative plan at this point. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, Andrew Vaughn will lead it off. I beg your pardon, Sal Frelick will lead it off. Vaughn got the final out of the last inning. Frelick, one of the Brewers that does not have a hit. He's 0 for 2 so far. Reached on an error and scored in the first. Savali back to work. He's gone an inning and a third so far on the hill for the Cubs. Only allowed 1 hit so far. Retired the Brewers in order in the 3rd. And a strike to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Oh, 1 pitch is hit to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Frelick with his first hit of the game, and it'll bring up Durbin. Durbin is 1 for 2. Had a 2-run single. A high strike to Durbin, 0-1 the count. That hits the outside corner on the 0-1 pitch. It's now 0-2 on Durbin. Oh, 2 in the air, left center field. That's hit pretty well, carrying, and the catch made, over the shoulder catch by Pete Crow Armstrong on the warning track in left center. 1 down. Durbin gave that a ride. It'll bring up Perkins. 1 for 2. He's drove in a run and scored. That pitch hits the outside corner, strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Hit foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. One, 2. Hits the outside corner, strike 3. Perkins caught looking. 2 down in the inning, and it brings up Ortiz, who in his 2 prior at-bats has walked both times. First pitch to Ortiz misses outside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. In the air to right. Suzuki on the warning track makes the catch, and the Brewers retired in the 4th. Savali's done a good job coming in. Since coming into this game, he is not allowed a run in his 2 1/3 innings. We head to the 5th in game 1. Brewers lead the Cubs 9-1. For the Cubs in the 5th, it's going to be Swanson, Shaw, and the top of the order, Michael Busch. As the Cubs are in a big game 1 hole, 9-1. So on we go to inning number 5. It'll be Dansby Swanson leading it off in the 5th for the Cubs. So for 1, a strikeout his first time up. Cubs got a Michael Busch leadoff home run to take the early lead, but it's been all Brewers in the first and second inning since that point. Brewers have out-hit the Cubs 11-2. Boyd, the starting pitcher for the Cubs, did not make it out of the first inning. As we got the first pitch, top of the 5th, is inside to Dansby Swanson, ball 1. One-zero pitch lifted foul. Will it stay in play? It will not. 1-1 now. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. The count on Dansby Swanson. One-two pitch. Downstairs, 2-2. Two. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Swanson strikes out. That's strikeout number 7 for Peralta. And here's Matt Shaw. Shaw walked his first time. First pitch to Shaw downstairs, ball 1. One-zero is low, 2-0. Two-zero misses, 3-0 now to Matt Shaw. Three-zero pitch, ball 4. That's a 4-pitch walk to Shaw. Runner at first, 1 out for the top of the order, Michael Busch. Busch homered to lead off the game for the Cubs' only run so far. Pitch to Busch is on the outside corner, strike 1. Peralta's 0-1 pitch to Bush downstairs. Nice stop back there by Contreras. A ball and a strike. Peralta looks in on Bush and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Bounced foul. A ball and 2 strikes. "71 pitches currently for Peralta in this game. Trying to make it through 5, be eligible for the win. 1-2 pitch, outside, 2-2. Two is outside. At full count now, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bush goes down swinging. 8 strikeouts for Peralta. And it brings up Nico Hoerner. Hoerner 0 for 2. He is one of the 8 strikeout victims against Peralta. Pitch to him, swing and a miss, strike 1. A 1 pitch. Misses low. A ball and a strike. Check swing to first, but no swing. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit foul. Counts now 1-2. Ground out and a strikeout in the game for Hoerner in his 2 previous at-bats. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. Peralta's 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 9 strikeouts for Peralta. Cubs finished in the 5th. They strand a runner. We are halfway through game 1. Brewers lead the Cubs 9-1. Isaac Collins will lead off the bottom of the 5th. He came on after Churio got banged up on what appeared to be, it looked like a base running play on a base run to first base. Finals starting to roll in for some ranked teams in college football. Number 12, Georgia, 35-14 over Kentucky. Number 14, Iowa State loses their first of the year. They fall at Cincinnati, 38-30. Number 20, Michigan, 24-10 over Wisconsin. Number 22, Illinois, a win at Purdue, 43-27. Ranked teams in action. Number 7, Penn State at winless UCLA, and UCLA jumped out to a 7-0 lead in that game. Florida leading number 9, Texas, 7-0 in Gainesville first quarter. Probably the featured game of the late afternoon window, number 16, Vanderbilt. That sounds so weird to say a number in front of Vanderbilt. Number 10, Alabama. That game is scoreless, just underway in the first quarter. Number 21, Notre Dame and Boise State, scoreless midway through the first. Number 24, Virginia and Louisville, scoreless in the first. That's the other ranked teams in action currently. Later on tonight, probably the featured matchup of the late evening. Number 3, Miami. Number 18, Florida State. And on my YouTube stream and on my Kick page tonight, I will have an FCS college football matchup live stream. Number 1, North Dakota State. Number 6, Illinois State. That is a top 10 matchup in the FCS. That will be coming up at 7:30 Eastern on my YouTube and Kick stream pages tonight. We go to the bottom of the 5th here in this one. It'll be Isaac Collins leading it all for the Brewers. Isaac Collins this year hit .263, 9 home runs. He drove in 54. First pitch, bottom 5, right down the middle, strike 1. Strike 1 pitch is high, a ball and a strike on Isaac Collins. One misses low. 2-1. Two one, strike 2. Counts even 2-2. Collins will be followed by Terang and Contreras here in the Brewers' 5th. Called strike 3 on the 2-2 pitch. Collins looks at it, and there's the first out. Savali's done a great job preventing any further damage by the Brewers as far as runs go, as he's now gone 2 2/3 innings here in relief. Here's Bryce Terang. 1 for 3, an RBI double in the first. He fouls this off, strike 1. Struck out his other 2 times up. 0-1 pitch is up and in, a ball and a strike to Bryce Terang. One pitch upstairs, 2-1. It's 2-1. Outside corner, strike 2. Two pitch to Bryce Terang. Down low, full count. Payoff pitch into left field, and that'll be a base hit for Bryce Terang. 1 out single here in the bottom of the 5th. And it will bring up the catcher, Contreras. Contreras 2 for 3, an RBI double. He has scored twice. and he's also singled. 12th hit of the afternoon for the Brewers. Here's the pitch, and taken outside, ball one. One 0 pitch. Swinging and a foul ball, third base side. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. One. On the ground to third, picked up, gun to second, one, on to first, double play, around the horn, 5-4-3 double play. Will end the bottom of the fifth. On to the sixth we go in Milwaukee. Brewers lead at 9-1. Cubs will have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Kyle Tucker, Seiya Suzuki, and Ian Happ, due up in the sixth inning. Peralta 79 pitches through 4 innings. But Savali for the Cubs, he's now gone 3 1/3 innings in relief, giving up 3 hits. Struck out 3, but no runs. Cubs have 12 outs left in this one. Try and make a big comeback, down by 8. Cubs and Brewers, NL Central rivals, dueling here in the division series. Brewers beat out the Cubs by 5 games for the NL Central Division title. However, the Cubs in the regular season took the season series over the Brewers 7-6. But the Brewers have had the upper hand here in Game 1, up 9-1 as we head to the 6th. A 6-run bottom of the first for Milwaukee. Then they added 3 in the second. Kyle Tucker will lead it off here in the 6th for the Cubs. He's 0 for 1. Has reached on a walk. Peralta has gone 5 innings so far, just given up 2 hits. 1 run it was earned. It was the Busch leadoff homer. Walked 3, struck out 9, and he's thrown 79 pitches, and he goes back to the hill here in the 6th inning. So Peralta to Kyle Tucker here to lead off the 6th. And the first pitch is downstairs for ball 1. One 0 pitch fouled back. That will even the count, a ball and a strike. One inside to Tucker, 2-1. About to throw the first pitch in Toronto between the Yankees and Blue Jays as Tucker swings and misses at the 2-1 pitch. Counts even 2-2. Keep you update on that Yankees Blue Jays score. 2-2 pitch to Kyle Tucker is in the air to left field. Playable out there for Isaac Collins, and there's the first out here in the top of the 6th. Brings up Seiya Suzuki. 0 for 2. He has struck out both times he's been up today. Pitch from Peralta's inside, ball 1. "1-0, hit foul. That'll even the count, a ball and a strike. "1-1 pitch. Oh, it almost hit Suzuki. Curveball got away from Peralta there. It's 2-1. Suzuki steps back in the box, and the 2-1 pitch from Peralta. Bounce to third. Long off balance throw. Great throw to retire Suzuki for the second out. Durbin fielded that ball through a little off balance. He had a little bit more time than he realized, I think, to throw that, but still got it over there to Vaughn for the second out. And the batter will be Ian Happ. Happ 0 for 2. Cubs have managed just 2 hits off of Peralta. Leadoff home run by Bush and a single by Pete Crow Armstrong in the second. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Ian Happ. Happ has flown out and struck out so far. Here's the 0-1. In the zone, strike 2. It's 0-2 on Ian Happ. Oh, 2 downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. In the air to center. That's hit pretty well, and that ball is gone. Or is it? Yeah, it is a home run. That's what I thought. Home run for Ian Happ to center field, and the Cubs inch closer. It's 9-2. So both Cub runs, courtesy of home runs. The Michael Busch leadoff homer in the first, and now this 2-out homer in the 6th for Ian Happ. And the batter will be Carson Kelly, who is 0 for 2. Outside, ball 1. Looked like there was a little bit of confusion whether it was a home run or what, but it clearly hit that wall that's behind the outfield wall in center field. 1-0 pitch to Kelly's fouled back. Counts even 1-1. This is going to be one of those situations on my live stream between innings, going to flip back and forth between this and the Yankees Blue Jays game to keep you updated what's going on that one. 1-1. That's lined into center field. That's going to be a base hit for Carson Kelly. So the Cubs back-to-back hits here with 2 outs. And it will bring up Pete Crow Armstrong, who is 1 for 2 with a single in this game. Pat Murphy coming out to the mound. Is that going to be it for Peralta, or is this just a little pep talk? We do have action in the Brewers bullpen. And he just made the call. So this is going to be it for Peralta. So the Brewers go to the bullpen as Peralta goes 5 2/3. Gives up 4 hits, 2 runs. They're both earned. Walked 3, struck out 9, and throwing 95 pitches. He stands to get the win. Runner on base is his responsibility. And Aaron Ashby is coming into the game to pitch for Milwaukee. Appeared in 43 games this year, had a 5-2 record, 2.16 ERA, 24 walks, and 76 strikeouts in 66 2/3 innings. Inheriting a runner at first and 2 outs. They are underway up in Toronto, the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Yankees have a runner at first with 1 out in the first inning. Pitching matchup in game 1 of this series, the Yankees and Blue Jays. See if we get the pitching matchup in this one. Looks like Gosman's pitching for Toronto in this one. And Gill will get the start for the Yankees in that game 1. So that game is underway. But Ashby into the game here, and his first pitch is high, ball 1, to Pete Crow Armstrong. 1-0 pitch. Pete Crow Armstrong fouls it off to even the count. No, he doesn't. That's a fly out. I thought it was going to get out of play, but it did not. The catch was made by Collins to end the top of the 6th. Cubs do get the Ian Happ home run to get closer. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's the Brewers 9 and the Cubs 2. It'll be the middle third of the Brewers order. Yelich, Vaughn, and Frelick due up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brewers still a comfortable 9-2 lead. So we turn over here to the Yankees and Blue Jays during this mid-break or this mid-inning timeout in Milwaukee. Yankees have a runner at first with 2 outs. Ben Rice is the batter. Ben Rice just swung and missed for strike 1. And make it 0-2. There's another swing and a miss. Yankees and Blue Jays both tied for the AL East title. Brewers won the regular season, or the Brewers, that's game on. Blue Jays won the regular season series. That's why they got the AL East title. And the Yankees were demoted to the wild card round. So keep an eye on that one. And we go to the bottom of the sixth in this game between the Cubs and Brewers. Brewers leading 9-2. Savali has gone 3 1/3 innings of relief for the Cubs. Got to figure he's probably about the end of his leash. Although he's done very well, has not given up any runs since coming into the game. But he's going to be back out here for the bottom of the sixth, at least to start it anyway, as Yelich will lead off in this 9-2 lead for the Brewers. So we go. First pitch, bottom six, outside, ball one. Yelich is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Up and in on the 1-0 pitch. It's 2-0 to Yelich. Two-0 pitch. Bounced foul, and it's now 2-1 to Christian Yelich. Two-one pitch. Yelich sends it in the air to center. That's hit pretty well. Pete Crow Armstrong on the warning track makes the catch for the first out in the bottom of the sixth. Here's Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn is 1 for 3. The single, he's also walked, and he's scored twice. Vaughn sends this one in the air to right center. Pete Crow Armstrong making the call again for out number 2. 2 outs very quickly here in the bottom of the sixth, and it brings up Sal Frelick. Frelick 1 for 3. He's also scored one of the 9 Brewers runs today. And a strike called. Brewers winning the National League Central for the fourth time in 5 years. 0-1 pitch to Frelick is foul. 3 years in a row now, division champions for the Brewers. Also did it in 2021. Frelick steps in. And the 0-2 instead time called. Carson Kelly going out to have a word with his pitcher. Oh, 2. Downstairs in the dirt, 1-2. One, two, lifted in the air, left field. And the catch made by Ian Happ, and the Brewers retired 1-2-3. In the bottom of the 6th, on to the 7th we go. Game 1. All Brewers, 9-2 over the Cubs. 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Cubs. Swanson, Shaw on the top of the order. Bush here in the 7th. Meanwhile, back to this Yankees-Blue Jays game. Guerrero in the bottom of the 1st has just sent a home run to left field, and that gives the Blue Jays an early 1-0 lead over the Yankees. So the Blue Jays take the early lead in that one. Keep you updated on that game. Cubs down to their final 9 outs here in game number 1. They trail 9-2 to the Milwaukee Brewers. Dansby Swanson will lead it off here in the top of the 7th. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out both times. That was against Peralta. Vanderbilt in college football, Vanderbilt jumped out to a 7-0 lead on Alabama late first quarter. Florida over number 9 Texas 10-0. That game's moved to the 2nd. UCLA has a 10-7 lead over number 7 Penn State. Notre Dame leading Boise State 6-0. Number 24 Virginia and Louisville are tied at 7. Again, I will have a college football live stream on my YouTube and Kick pages tonight. An FCS top 10 matchup. North Dakota State and Illinois State. North Dakota State ranked number 1 in FCS. Illinois State ranked number 6. That will be on my YouTube live stream as well as on my Kick live stream. First pitch here, top 7, ball 1 to Dansby Swanson. One-zero pitch. Hit foul. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. Swanson steps in and awaits the 1-1 pitch from Ashby. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Ashby steps off momentarily. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Inside corner, strike 3. Swanson with a hat trick. He struck out for the 3rd time today. And it will bring up Matt Shaw. He's walked both of his previous plate appearances. The pitch. Fouled away, strike 1. Oh, 1. Down low. 1-1. Correction, 0-2. As that was a check swing for Matt Shaw. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Little outside. 1-2. Ashby's 1-2 pitch to Shaw is hit foul. Time called, and now Contreras going out to have a word with his pitcher, Ashby, before this 1-2 pitch. Ashby looks in and delivers the 1-2 pitch to Matt Shaw. In the air, right field. And under it is Frelick for the second out here in the top of the 7th. And we are back to the top of the order at Michael Busch. It's 1 for 3 with that leadoff home run back in the 1st. Two out, nobody on here in the Cubs' 7th inning. Busch takes inside, ball 1. One 0 is a strike. Counts even, a ball and a strike. One 1 to Busch, hits the outside corner, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Ashby to Busch upstairs, 2-2. Two. That's a bouncer to second. And the throw to first in time. Cubs down in the 7th. Stretch time in Milwaukee. All Brewers in game one. They lead the Cubs 9-2. For the Brewers in the bottom of the seventh, it'll be the bottom of the order. Durbin, Perkins, and Ortiz. With a 9-2 lead. Meanwhile, over to this Yankees-Blue Jays game. Yankees have Ryan McMahon at the plate. Yankees have a runner at first, 1 out. McMahon has a 1-2 count on him. McMahon takes high. Just like in Milwaukee, roof is open in Toronto today on a sun-drenched day up north of the border as well. So I'll keep a tab on that game. Bottom of the seventh inning. Boy, what a job Savali's done in relief for the Cubs. He's now went 4 1/3 innings of relief. He's given up 3 hits, but no runs, as the Brewers have been kept off the board since the second inning. Scored all 9 of their runs in the first and second innings, 6 in the first, 3 in the second. Cubs got their runs on 2 solo home runs, 1 in the first and 1 in the sixth. But Savali's day on the mound is done, as the Cubs will go to their 4th pitcher of the day. And it is going to be Ben Brown. 25 appearances this year, 5-8 record, 5.92 ERA, walked 32, struck out 121 in 106 1/3 innings. He did start 15 games this year for the Cubs. He did not appear in the wild card series against the Padres. So here we go, bottom of the seventh. Durbin leads it off. And a very loud American Family Field on this first Saturday in October. Durbin steps up. Brown done with his warm-up tosses and now gets set to face Durbin here in the bottom of the seventh. Inside corner on the first pitch, strike 1. Durbin has a 2-run single in this game. 1 for 3 officially. And a check swing, and Durbin went around, and it's quickly 0-2. 0-2. Downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes now on Durbin. Perkins is on deck. One, two, a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Brown comes in and strikes out the first batter he faces. And now here's Perkins. Perkins 1 for 3. He's also scored a run and drove in a run. Swing and a miss, strike 1. The count to Perkins. 0-1, down low, a ball and a strike. One pitch. Downstairs, 2-1. Jared Koenig starting to loosen for the Brewers in their bullpen. 2-1 misses inside. It's now 3-1 on Blake Perkins. Comes the 3-1. That's at the knees to fill the count, 3-2. Three-two payoff pitch is fouled away, and we'll do it again. Three-two payoff once again, and that's hit foul. Another 3-2 payoff pitch. That's lined into right field. That is trouble in the corner. Stopping at second with yet another Brewers double is Perkins. The one-out double to right. So Perkins with a one-out double, and that will bring up Ortiz. The only Brewers starter in the starting lineup without a hit. He has walked twice. That's down low, ball 1. One-zero pitch, fouled away. That'll even the count a ball and a strike. One and one the count. And that's at the knees for strike 2. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch, and Ortiz goes down for out number 2. And that will bring up Isaac Collins. Struck out in his previous plate appearance. He came in for Jackson Churio, who was injured on a base running play. Foul ball, strike 1. That's lined into right field, and it is going to be caught out there by Suzuki. So that does it for the Brewers in the 7th. We head to the 8th in Milwaukee. Game 1. Brewers lead the Cubs 9-2. Cubs will have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Nico Hoerner, Kyle Tucker, and Seiya Suzuki in the top of the 8th inning. Blue Jays have just added to their lead over the Yankees. It's now 2-0. A solo home run by Alejandro Kirk in the bottom of the 2nd has added to the Blue Jays' 2-0 lead. So with all this news going on, all this playoff news going on, college football going on, do unfortunately have a bit of disturbing news out of Indianapolis. Former NFL quarterback and now Fox NFL analyst Mark Sanchez was scheduled to call the Raiders-Colts game tomorrow in Indianapolis. I'm right outside Indianapolis, so I'm scheduled to call the Raiders-Colts game tomorrow in Indianapolis. He was injured in a stabbing in downtown Indianapolis early Saturday morning, and he is in critical condition in an Indianapolis hospital. Mark Sanchez, one of the great color commentators. His NFL career, you each can have your own opinion on how you think of that went, but one of the best color commentators in the business. Disturbing news. He will no longer be on the call of the Raiders-Colts game tomorrow, obviously. Wishing him well in an Indianapolis hospital. Some disturbing news coming out of the sportscasting world. So wishing for a full recovery for Mark Sanchez. Here we go to the top of the 8th inning. It's going to be Nico Hoerner leading off against the 3rd Brewers pitcher of the game. It's going to be Koenig coming in. Jared Koenig, 72 games this year, 6-1 record, 2.86 ERA. 20 walks, 68 strikeouts in 66 innings this year. College football scores. Boise State has taken a 7-6 lead over Notre Dame. That's late in the 2nd quarter. UCLA leading number 7 Penn State 24-7. UCLA winless on the season, but taking it to the 7th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions in the first half. Back to this one. First pitch, top of the 8th. Nico Hoerner fouls off for strike 1. Hoerner 0 for 3 in this game. Struck out twice. And another foul ball, so he's in an 0-2 hole. Brewers 6 outs away from taking the opener in this series against the Cubs. 0-2 pitch. Hit foul, and we'll do it again. Oh, 2 pitch to Nico Horner from Koenig. Downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch hit deep to left field, back to the wall, and this one is gone. Nico Horner sends it out to left. The third solo home run of the game for the Cubs, and it's a 9-3 ball game here in the 8th. That was a shot to left field from Nico Horner. 404 feet. And the batter will be Kyle Tucker. Tucker this afternoon is 0 for 2. He has walked. Takes ball 1. And a strike on the 1-0 pitch to Tucker evens the count of ball and a strike. One pitch. Little low, but the check swing. Third base umpire says Tucker went around, so it's 1-2. One-two pitch. Bounce off the glove of the pitcher. Koenig regroups and has plenty of time to throw to first, and Tucker is the first out here in the top of the 8th. Brings up Seiya Suzuki. Suzuki hitless in 3 at-bats today. Update on that Yankees-Blue Jays game. Blue Jays lead 2-0. That game top of the 3rd. Game 1 of that series. Later tonight, about 2 hours from now, Dodgers and Phillies game 1. And the Tigers and Mariners game 1 wraps up the day. Suzuki fouls the 1-0 pitch off. The pitch counts now 1-1. And the 2 American League Division Series will play their Game 2s tomorrow. National League Series will have their Game 2s on Monday. 1-1 pitch to Suzuki right down the middle, strike 2, a ball and 2 strikes on Seiya Suzuki. One, two, outside. 2-2 now the count to Seiya Suzuki. Two. Suzuki sends this one in the air to right. Playable out there. For Frelick for out number 2. By the way, there is a defensive replacement for the Brewers. I failed to mention the top of this inning. In left field, the 3rd different left fielder we've seen in this game today. Brandon Lockridge now playing left field. He replaced Isaac Collins, who replaced Jackson Churio on that base running injury. earlier in the game. So 2 out, nobody on, and the batter's Ian Happ, and he takes a strike. Happ went deep his last time up. That was in the 6th. 1-0 is a bouncer. That's a fair ball in front of the plate. Contreras fields and throws to first, and that will do it for the Cubs in the top of the 8th. But they do get another solo home run. This one from Nico Horner, but we go the bottom of the 8th. It's still the Cubs trailing the Brewers 9-3. It's going to be Turang, Contreras, and Yelich due up in the bottom of the 8th as the Brewers now 3 outs away from taking the opener in this best-of-5 division series. Here between innings, give you an update on that Yankees-Blue Jays ALDS Game 1. Looks like it remains 2-0 in that one. Blue Jays over the Yankees. That game is heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here it will be Turang leading it off in the bottom of the 8th for the Brewers. Turang is 2 for 4. RBI double and a single in the game. So here we go into the bottom of the 8th inning. Brown back on to pitch for the Cubs. Pitched a flawless 7th inning. Boyd started the game for the Cubs, but only made it 2/3 of an inning. Gave up 4 hits, 6 runs. Only 2 of those were earned. A walk and a strikeout. Soroka came in and pitched an inning. He gave up 5 hits and 3 runs. All of those earned. Savali did a great job in relief for the Cubs. He pitched 4 1/3 innings and only gave up 3 hits, no runs. Then Brown pitched the 7th and is in to pitch the 8th as well here and starts Turang off with a strike. 0-1 pitch downstairs. That'll even the count, a ball and a strike. Two-one pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 2-2. One and two is foul. Stays 1-2 on Turang. 1-2 is upstairs. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Turang goes down for the first out. Brings up William Contreras. Contreras 2 for 4 in the afternoon. Contreras takes ball 1. 1-0 is upstairs. 2-0. Pitch is grounded to short. Nice play by Swanson, and the throw to first in time to retire Contreras for out number 2. And it'll bring up Christian Yelich with 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch misses. Counts even a ball and a strike. One pitch outside, 2-1. Browns 2-1 to Yelich. Outside again, it's 3-1. Three-one pitch is a strike. Now full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Ball 4, and Yelich will draw a 2-out walk. That's 4, Christian. There you go. Yelich was still standing at home plate like he was getting ready to take another pitch. That is ball 4. And it will bring up Andrew Vaughn. It will not bring up Andrew Vaughn. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Andrew Vaughn. Looks like Jake Bowers is going to be the pinch hitter for Andrew Vaughn. Bowers this season hit .235. 7 home runs, 28 runs batted in. Steps up with a runner at first and 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. And the pitch is on the inside corner, strike 1. A 1 pitch is upstairs. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. One pitch. Fouled off, and the count is now 1-2. One-two pitch outside. That gets off the catcher, Kelly, and advancing on to second. is Christian Yelich. Pass ball, I would guess. Two-two pitch. Fouled away. Two-two pitch downstairs, and that will fill the count 3-2. Payoff pitch downstairs, ball 4, back-to-back walks by Brown here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Also advancing to third was Yelich. Looked like he was taken off on that 3-2 payoff pitch. So with 2 outs here, the batter is Frelick, and he takes ball 1. Frelick 1 for 4 with a single, and he scored one of the 9 Brewers runs. One-0. Whoa, a pickoff throw to first. Bauer slides back. The throw almost went into right field. One-0 pitch. Frelick fouls it off. That'll even the count a ball to strike. One pitch on the way, another throw over to first. So that's going to be the last time Brown can throw to first. One. On the ground to second. Easy play over to first, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the 8th. Last chance coming up for the Cubs in the 9th. They need quite a rally, trailing 9-3 in Game 1. Cubs in the top of the 9th will have Kelly, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Dansby Swanson. They need a lot of base runners. Update on that Yankees-Blue Jays game. They are heading to the 4th up at the Rogers Center. Blue Jays still lead the Yankees 2-0 in Game 1. But here are the Brewers needing 3 more outs to take the 1-0 lead over the Cubs. They lead at 9-3. Peralta went 5 2/3 innings, started the game for the Brewers, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Walked 3 and struck out 9 through 95 pitches. Ashby came in and pitched an inning and a third. Didn't give up anything. Koenig pitched the 8th inning. Did give up the home run. And for the Brewers in the top of the ninth, it is going to be Nick Mears to try to close this out. So both teams have used 4 pitchers today as Mears comes on here in the ninth for the Brewers. 63 games this year, 5-3 record, 3.49 ERA. He walked 13, struck out 46 in 56 and 2/3 innings. He was mostly in the setup role this year and being a 6-run lead in an obvious non-save situation. Pat Murphy is saving his closer and going with Mears to try to get the final 3 outs. As Carson Kelly will lead it off here in the Cubs' 9th inning. Kelly's 1 for 3. One hits a single. Reminder, game 2 of this series will be Monday night. I plan on being on the live stream on that one for you on Monday. Defensive replacement as well, Jake Bowers, who pinch hit for Andrew Vaughn, stays in the game for Vaughn at first base. First pitch, top of the ninth to Carson Kelly, down low, ball 1. "1-0, bounced foul. That'll even the count of ball and a strike. "1-1, bounced foul. Ball and 2 strikes now on Carson Kelly. Comes the 1-2 to Kelly. Got him. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Kelly swung through that one. 1 out in the 9th. And here's Pete Crow Armstrong. 1 for 3 for Pete Crow Armstrong. Ball 1 to Pete Crow Armstrong. Cubs relievers, especially Savali and Brown, have done a great job. They have held the Brewers to 3 hits since the 2nd inning. Pete Crow Armstrong fouls this off. He's in an 0-2 hole. Brewers had 9 runs and 10 hits through the first 2 innings, but have only been able to salvage 3 hits since then. "0-2 pitch to Pete Crow Armstrong. Bounced foul, stays alive. Pete Crow Armstrong steps back in the box and awaits the 0-2 from Mears. Right there, strike 3. Pete Crow Armstrong knew it. He walks back to the dugout, and the Brewers 1 out away from a Game 1 win. It'll be up to Dansby Swanson to keep the game alive for the Cubs. Swanson's 0 for 3. He has struck out all 3 times today. Crowd rises at American Family Field. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. "0-1 is fouled back, and now the Cubs are down to their final strike. Brewer fans waving the yellow towels. You're in for this one final out, and the 0-2 pitch to Swanson. Fouled away. Is that going to stay in play? It is not as it reaches the seats. Oh, 2 pitch. Downstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. One, two. Just missed the outside corner. 2-2. That was outside, but that's a tough pitch to lay off if you're Dansby Swanson. Swanson calls for time before the 2-2 pitch. Two. Swanson rips it into left field for a base hit. Swanson with his first hit of the game, and he will come into second with a 2-out double, and the Cubs are still alive. And the batter will be Matt Shaw. Actually going to have a pinch hitter here for Shaw. Moises Ballesteros will pinch hit for Shaw. Appeared in 20 games this year. He hit .298. First at bat for Ballesteros in the postseason. Ball 1, and actually I take that back. He did appear as a pinch hitter in the wild card series in one of the games, and he struck out. 1-0. Right down the middle, strike 1. Counts 1-1 to Ballesteros. One down low, 2-1. Two-one pitch, fouled away, and once again the Cubs are down to their final strike. Two. Fouled away. Two pitch once again to Ballesteros. That's bounced fair to first, and the play made solo, and that will do it. The Brewers take game 1 over the Cubs. 9-3, the final score. Nine runs, 13 hits, no errors for the Brewers. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Cubs. Brewers left 9 on base. Cubs left 6 on base. Peralta gets the win. Boyd the loss. As the Cubs will now have to regroup for Game 2, which will be coming up on Monday night. The Brewers look to take a 2-0 lead in the series. Cubs look to even it up going back to Wrigley Field for Game 3 on Wednesday. Going to sign off here pretty quick on the live stream. I just want to remind you, I will be back on a live stream tonight for college football action. Top 10 matchup in the FCS. North Dakota State and Illinois State. That game coming up 7:30 Eastern Time. So I'll be on a little bit over more than 2 hours. That'll be on my YouTube stream and on my Kick stream for that North Dakota State, Illinois State top 10 FCS college football matchup. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you like my content, would appreciate a like and subscribe. Also on Twitch today at Sport Guru John. And again, be back on for a live stream later on tonight on YouTube and Kick. North Dakota State and Illinois State. Quick update on that Yankee-Blue Jay game before I sign out. Blue Jays still lead that game 2-0. That game is in the bottom of the fourth. Appreciate you joining me and hope you'll join me later on for that college football live stream on YouTube and Kick, North Dakota State and